Hello, my exclusive receptive footballs. Today in Guardian Tales, we're going to be talking about how to get stronger. This is a very broad topic, so I'm going to try and keep it quite beginner friendly. I've been playing Guardian Tales pretty much since it came out globally, almost 2 months ago now, and there are of course a lot of things I've noticed. Big things that make you stronger, small things that make you stronger. So firstly, this should go without saying, but leveling up your heroes, this is going to be the easiest and fastest way to get stronger. Where I kind of want to start is your heroes. So when you first start the game, you should already have a pretty clear idea about what your team's going to be like. And typically, depending on when you start, you're going to be rolling on a certain banner, you're going to get that hero. As soon as you get that hero, you should then try and get their unique weapon from the same banner. So, like if you start the game and there's like 1 day left on a banner, I would just save up and wait for the next banner, so you really have time to get a unique hero and their exclusive weapon. Because that is a big thing when it comes to heroes, is having their exclusive weapon. Absolutely all heroes benefit greatly from having their exclusive weapon, some more than others. Like with some, you really need their exclusive weapon to even use them pretty much, but you can never go wrong having them. So the first tip is to get one really strong, solid hero. A unique hero and their weapon. I would much rather lean on the DPS-y side for your first hero instead of a tanky. So someone like Bari, Nari, Tinia, whatever, instead of like Marina or Eva or Lan, because most things in this game are time gated, so you're punished if you don't complete most stages in 2 minutes or less. Ultimately, you can get good enough so where you're dodging most attacks and it's okay to not have a super tanky frontline. So let's go ahead and move on to weapons. Obviously, your weapon and its level is going to play a big part. I think part of the reason exclusive weapons are so nice is because you do not even have to consider raising it to 63. Of course, it's an easy investment, but if you have to equip some random basket to your Nari, for example, then you have to question, is it really worth going to 63 when I might get her exclusive weapon? So you might not get it to 63, and it's obviously going to be a lot weaker, plus the fact it's not an exclusive and has those extra bonuses on it. And then of course we have accessories. Later on down the line, this is going to be a pretty big part of your power as well. You can farm these Minotaur's necklace pretty much as fast as anyone else regardless of your strength. As long as you're active and doing your Coliseum, Arena, and Guild battles, you'll get them at a pretty decent rate, about 1 to 1.5 per month. We just got our second one here, haven't even been able to raise it to 63. These are potentially super strong. You can see they have a ton of effects on them. A certain element type attack 15%, skill damage 14%, weapon skill regen speed. Depending on RNG, this same necklace could be a lot worse for you. And in that case, you might want to consider using some option change stones on them. But since these are technically farmable, it just takes a long time. You should be careful with your option change stones and only do it if it's really bad. So if you can throw it on someone that you're using, even if it's not your preferred, maybe just stick to it. If you're super unsatisfied with your unique weapons options down here, this would be the time to use your option change stones. You should always check your exclusive weapons when you get them, and they make it pretty easy, pretty simple here, because you can see the lowest and maximum value right next to the real value it currently has. So if you have way too many stats near the lowest end, go ahead and re-roll it using one of those stones. Hope it gets better. You don't want to spend all of them trying to make one weapon near perfect, because you're going to get multiple weapons, and these option change stones are pretty hard to come by. But besides those, there are a lot of good accessories as well. I'm not going to go over each of them individually, but like some are specialized for dark type heroes. For example, you can see here dark type attack plus 8%. This actually goes up further when you would evolve it. Evolving doesn't cost anything except gold, though it does cost a lot of gold. So make sure to only ever do this for equipment you really believe in. As far as cards go, they're pretty self-explanatory. As far as I'm concerned, the attack cards have the most value because of the aforementioned reasons that you get penalized for being not DPS-y enough. However, on heavy tank heroes like Marina or Craig or whatever, HP and defense are going to be better for them, obviously. The on-kill cards are pretty niche, to be honest. You get a little bit more attack than just a flat attack card, but like when there's a boss at the end, which there almost always is, you'll only have this attack buff for like 3 seconds of the boss, because it lasts 10 seconds. The easiest and fastest way to get stronger is to simply raise your weapon as high as you can. If you're in a real rush, you could always hit up item dungeon, you can get these hammers, or you can just wait it out. The game does give a lot of hammers via events and everything. Personally though, like if I were to get a new exclusive weapon for a hero I was raising, and I didn't have any hammers, you can bet your ass I'd be spamming item dungeon. I don't care if it's like less efficient or whatever. Besides that, we have limit break. This is super in-game stuff. You basically just throw in up to 5 duplicates and you can raise the weapon or accessories level by 1 per duplicate. And there's always a special effect once you fully limit break it. In Bari's May reel here, she'll get 10% attack, probably won't happen for a very long time. And then of course we have random evolution. This isn't necessarily to get a certain hero stronger, but to potentially get some really nice weapons. Personally have not had any luck with random evolution. Maybe your luck is better. I've heard a lot of people getting actually exclusive weapons out of this. Green 5-star for natural 3-star heroes. Their weapons, I literally can't even imagine that, but apparently it's possible. Basically, you just want to start with your lowest rarities, get your 1 stars to 2 stars, 2 stars to 3 stars, etc., till you're combining 4 stars into a 5-star and potentially a natural 3 stars exclusive weapon. It is recommended to throw your highest level, like this level 5 here, as the weapon to be evolved, and then down here for the fodder, you put your lower level weapons. But yeah, when you start going from 3 to 4 star, you should use your highest level, because this is the point where you can already get exclusive weapons. These would be for natural 2-star heroes though. I guess it's possible. Never happened to me before. Maybe right now. Nope. I really try and avoid using anything legendary, so yellow here for random evolution, just because they are harder to get, and eventually you'll want to start filling out your collection book for these little stat increases here. And a lot of those require a lot of the yellow weapons at level 60. So again, this is very in-game stuff, but I don't know, I just don't want to throw those away, at least until I get them to 60. So now we're moving on to Awakening. Awakening is tough stuff. This is the main bottleneck to power, honestly, because you don't have so much control over it. You get 3 entries into Awakening per day. As far as how to go about Awakening, these special shiny stones here, I would always check them and try and get to them because they're typically very strong, also very expensive. Here, for example, Tinia would give my entire team 8% more ranged attack, which is super strong. I'm actually gonna go ahead and learn that. You have to look at them both, see what they cost, and decide which one to go for first. See where you're getting the best bang for your buck. Hopefully I have an example here. Nari here gives 3% ranged attack and we need 3 legendary awakening stones. Over here she gives 7%, which is more than twice as much, but we only need 6 awakening stones, which is twice as much. So this would be the better value here. It also only costs 80k gold versus the 60k gold over there for 3%. So obviously we should try and get the 7% first. As for in general, I always prefer to go for the red attack nodes first, though in reality you're going to go for whatever stones you have because they are very scarce. And this is where free to play have a massive disadvantage over ones that don't mind throwing some money at the game because of packs like the Super Awakening pack. I mean, look at that, 6 legendary awakening stones. Those are so hard to get. 135 of the low grade attack stones. You can get 3 legendary stones per week here for gold. I wasn't doing this in the beginning because I was like, what the heck, I need almost none of those. And now, yeah, don't make that mistake. Get all 3 every week, even if that's the only thing you can spend gold on. There also are sometimes stones in the shop. Here we have some low grade ones, 3 for 3 gems. In my opinion, that is absolutely worth it. I struggle with the low ones way more than the mid or high ones. As far as the ones for hearts go, this is the first time I've actually bought them because it's a lot of hearts for me. For 3 little stones, I'm not in a super massive rush to raise my inn anymore, and for now they're all satisfied, so I'm happy enough to spend my hearts on other things now. You can also get some from these tiny little bushes here. They respawn every now and then. There, we got a mid-grade one. There's also the debate whether you should recharge your tickets for 300 gems. I've personally never done this. 300 gems just seems like a lot for 3 more awakening dungeon runs. I'd rather spend those 300 gems in energy, so 100 energy you can get for 250 gems every day, so I can fast raise my units to 5-star. If you have any thoughts regarding awakening dungeon, whether you think it's really worth it or really not worth it to recharge your tickets, go ahead and drop them in the comments down below. I personally don't think it's worth it, but I've seen a lot of people suggest that it is, so, you know, there's a bit of a debate there. Perhaps if you're strictly free to play, it is worth it. There's not much point of using all your gems on summoning and getting yet another hero you can't use because it's unawakened, you know? That's the argument, I would say. So let's go ahead and talk about hero evolution now. This is, in my opinion, the hardest, longest, yet best way to get stronger. From my experience, this actually makes the hugest difference in Arena PvP. It absolutely does make a difference in PvE as well, but since Arena is kind of balanced strangely, the extra ability you get from 5-star really makes a difference there. Also, even from 3 to 4-star makes a pretty big difference. But yeah, obviously once you get your hero to 5-star, whether it's a 2-star or a 3-star starting grade, they're gonna get a pretty amazing 5-star ability. In addition to that, you'll also be able to limit break them, granted you have enough hero crystals. Limit breaking is super powerful, not only because you can raise their level, but also you will get another awakening node. 1 more node per level, I believe it is, but those nodes outside of the middle one, I believe believe these were 2 of the nodes we got. You can see the middle one is 3% attack there, and these are pretty low, but they're also very cheap. The middle one does cost some legendary awakening stones, I believe, though. But the question is how to get 4 and 5-star heroes, or better yet, the best way to get them. So contrary to most of the popular advice, I still have to advocate getting your first and only your first 5-star with help from the shop and using your hero crystals. I know, it's blasphemy, but the difference from 4 to 5-star is massive. If you have some awakening stones saved up, you can get their special 5-star awakening nodes, which are also massive and helps out your whole team. Granted, you're mostly focused on ranged or melee and not super mixed, because a lot of 5-star heroes grant big bonuses. Someone like Bari gives 80% skill attack, a lot of that coming from her 5-star awakening nodes. And with Bari's example, you don't even need a specific team. She just boosts skill attack, period. Because this is the thing, if you're really trying to farm all 840 for your first 5-star, you're most likely going to have to farm them on some level 60 dungeons. And that is also quite inefficient. 70 is what you should be farming. So if you have to farm all 1000 plus stones on level 60, you might just be better off getting your first 5-stars so you can farm level 70s, though it really does depend on which unit you're trying to 5-star. For example, with the solo dungeon, my 3-star Nari can actually beat this. So if you're going for a fire or light unit, it might not be necessary. It'll really all come down to your specific situation, honestly. And if you are going to go the route with spending hero crystals for hero shards to get them to 5-star, then you would need to actually think a little bit ahead. Ask yourself, who is my next 5-star gonna be? Because ultimately you'll be spending a lot of time in evolution dungeon. And I know this is getting kind of confusing now, but you're gonna want to make sure that the unit you 5-star can help you with the next hero you're gonna actually farm. Most 5-star units will be able to help you in any of the dungeons, but some are better than others. Slow attacking units like Bari are gonna absolutely destroy damage reduction dungeon, but then again, probably a 3-star Bari with her unique weapon can also take care of 70 as long as she's awakened enough. Most 5-stars should be able to take care of any solo dungeon, probably a good 4-star with some awakens. Skill dungeon, however, which I've been needing to farm the most since I was going for Bari, Tinia, and now I'm going for Nari. I think this is the hardest one, honestly, because it's really only the front line that's doing the most. It's just the other 3 are for chain skills. But yeah, this is getting super convoluted now, so I'm just going to say, look at your team. Firstly, decide if it is worth it for you to get a 5-star with hero crystals. If you don't mind having to wait a little bit longer to limit break them, and you understand what you're doing, then go for it. And yeah, you should avoid farming 60s as much as possible. There's also the question whether you should 3-star 60s or 2-star 70s. You should 3-star 70s. Do whatever you can to get strong enough to do it. Until then, 3-star 60s. But seriously, try not to spend a lot of stamina on 60s. And yeah, this will probably be a massive video. I've literally been talking throughout the entire hour. I'm really gonna try my best to whittle it down, take out a lot of redundancies. Hope you enjoyed anyway. If so, drop a like down below. Subscribing to the channel if you're new is also appreciated. Thanks, as always, for watching, and until next time.